Roomtone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit.
Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning.
Now, let's make a movie.
Welcome to the show, and pardon the audio quality. This is Swain from the editing room. We had a bit of a technical blip, and what the microphones didn't catch was me asking the group which planet they would like to live on. Without further ado, let's hear their answers.
Earth.
Bullshit.
Because it has all the things humans need, such as oxygen, food, water.
I thought for sure that you were going to say Uranus.
Well, that's my second choice.
Yeah.
I just want to live in there.
Yeah.
I will smell that shit all day.
Jupiter, so that the second that I hit their atmosphere, I would explode.
A good answer.
What about you, Swain?
I think Pluto, because then I can wear a nice winter jacket.
Pluto isn't a planet anymore.
Actually, it is. It got reclassified.
Did it? Yeah. Did it actually? Yeah. What the fuck?
Are you not?
You're not up with the Pluto?
Yeah, dude.
You're
not part of Solar's time. That was bad. Get rid of that. Cut that joke.
Cut that out. Yeah, get that shit out of here.
I'm sorry, Swain. You had to rehear that. Sorry, the future Swain.
Then I still get to live on Pluto.
Yeah. I was just horribly upset when they tried to make it not a planet anymore. So when I heard it was a planet again, I was very happy.
Yeah. I feel like I just saw a thing that was like, here's why Pluto isn't a planet.
You know what's like nuts that I've learned about space?
What?
One, that we've sent out like messages to the outerness of space in hopes of contacting new life.
Yeah.
Which is like a wild concept to think about.
Totally.
You know?
I have so much respect for mankind for that shit.
Yeah, it keeps the door open.
Yeah.
But like someone showed like a scale of like how far our messages are actually like going out there, and like the likelihood of us actually like contacting anyone else. And like they showed the photo of the Milky Way and like just like a little like pin blue dot, and they're like, "That's us, that's us like trying to contact."
And that's how far our messages went.
Yeah. Like in comparison to the Milky Way, it's like a little pin in comparison.
Space is big.
It's really big, and I guess like I'm interested to see if that's something we continue to invest time and money on.
Dude, I mean, the JWST is out there just ripping the universe a new asshole.
JWST?
Yes. The new Uber space telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope.
Ooh.
Oh, not literally ripping it a new asshole?
No, it's like, out there just...
Do you know what a telescope is?
investigating the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Gotta stop the dogs.
I would never stop a dong.
Oh, yep, here they come. But yeah, you know, like I'm curious. I'm also curious to like see like who would be like the first people, like the first creatures or beings that like actually receive our message, and like I wonder what they would do with it. You know what I mean? Just because they receive a message doesn't mean they can like translate it or like
respond.
Yeah. Like, there's no like, you know, hit to sender or whatever. Like,
yeah, there's probably like a whole tribe of like bear slugs on like a neighboring galaxy.
Yeah. Probably can't even read.
That can't even read, that are like, huh.
Yeah. You guys hear that?
I wonder where that's coming from.
Yeah. They sound stupid.
I like the idea of like peaceful like tones as a way to communicate.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how well that translates across the galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Because like, what if that's like a war cry and like some people's like, or creatures like, you know.
Yeah, what if their ears are like built different?
Yeah.
And like what we find pleasant like totally fucks them up and
like
they think it's an attack.
Yeah.
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 That'd be cool.
No, I mean, not for us because they'd probably come over and smack us.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's why it would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
You know what? Actually, I do think aliens visiting Earth or whatever would be cool. I think that would almost be Earth's like global unifier. is if we had an enemy outside of Earth.
Yeah, that's fair.
Big time.
Like then everyone would be like, "Yo, like God ain't real. Let's mark that off the board."
No more of this petty fighting.
We need more guns. That's what we need.
Holy shit!
But we need guns that shoot lasers.
Mm-hmm. We would still find a way to fuck it up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, humans are pretty fucking dumb.
But the first 5 years, peace on Earth.
Except for all of the alien war crimes.
Except for all the alien war crimes, yes.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, again, for humans, like I feel like we would be like, brother, I now see what you're about.
Yeah.
You were right. We treated you unkindly.
You are no longer the blackest person I've ever met.
These are the aliens we should have been worried about.
Yeah. We should have been building a wall in the sky this whole goddamn time.
Skywall.
Skywall. These no good aliens, I'm telling you. So yeah, no, I think that'd be like interesting.
Yeah, dude. I would love to see a sky wall.
Yeah. That's what you got out of that. Is I would love to see a sky wall. Not the years of peace I was pitching, just sky wall.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, how would that work?
I want just a big bubble around Earth.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what they tried in the Simpsons movie and it didn't work.
Yeah, but theoretically, if you were able to get a bubble bigger than Earth, do you think that Earth's gravity would like equalize?
I don't know about
like, do you think it would hover?
I'm not positive about that, and I don't know if I could personally figure it out. We would need some sort of math whiz. I would like to think so.
Yeah,
I'd like to think so. I will say I would be curious to see the effects of the sun with that like big dome around the Earth. Because would we like be like a magnifying glass?
Did they also do that in The Simpsons with their glass dome and the sun?
Was there like a magnifying glass element to it?
Oh, dang it.
Simpsons did it.
I would totally assume that they would take that route.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
We should make it out of something else.
It'd be funny because then it's just like it cut like the Earth.
Yeah, and that's how the humans kill themselves, is with their own ignorance.
Yeah. That's us, baby.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
What up? We like to party.
As we burn.
Yeah, as we burn.
Yes.
I think that's probably the message of humankind. Party through the fires of problems.
Hell yeah. If you can do nothing else, party.
Maybe that's all we need to focus on, you know? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like in a way that like we don't need to know like the grand scheme of life or whatever. Maybe we just need to have a good time.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You're in luck because there is no grand purpose.
Yeah, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, homie.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Well, let me tell you guys, I'm having a good time, especially when I pause for room tone. My name's Austin Arpeza. I'm an amateur filmmaker, and my movie/TV show recommendation for the week is Vice Principals. It's a show by Danny McBride, also Jody Hill, about two vice principals gunning for the job of principal.
Tale as old as time.
And like it just gets weirdly like fucked up as it goes on, and I've been enjoying it as it goes. So,
right on.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like Danny McBride, like with Righteous Gemstones and Eastbound and Down, like really has a style.
He does.
Of like, hey, let's take some normal stuff and just like just twist it as far as we possibly can.
Twist it and like say a bunch of swears along the way.
Yeah, and just make it super dirty.
Yeah. You know what though? Like I think I get really excited when I see like actors that I really enjoy like stepping up and like kind of making their own like pieces. Like I think those are like the movies I look forward to the most.
Totally. It's like I'm not a big fan of the Insidious movies, but like knowing that the newest Insidious movie coming out now is written by Patrick Wilson, directed by Patrick Wilson, who starred in the first two. in all the rest of them, like makes me want to watch it. Yeah, because like I adore him and he does such a great job.
Did you see the reviews on that? I don't know. Like
No, I don't know anything about it.
No.
The trailers are good.
Yeah.
Patrick Wilson also, it must be for Insidious. He did a song with Ghost.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What fun.
We should listen to it after this.
It's not that good, but
but
it is featuring Patrick Wilson, so I think it's cute.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been really antsy today, so I just have ants in my pants, you know.
I'm all ants.
I'm all ants. What?
That happened to Austin the other day.
You had ants in your pants?
Kind of.
Ants everywhere.
What?
Yeah, I was out gardening. Trying to figure out if we want to finish intros before we do all this.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, it's
that's
not
fair.
a long story. He was out in the garden and he got covered in ants. That's
Yeah.
the whole story.
They could have carried me away.
They could have. I wonder how many ants. No. New topic.
My name is
We can't get into this.
Yeah. And before we go on that rabbit hole, my name is Austin Swain. I'm an animator and video production specialist, and I am going to hang up my limerick cape.
All right. Are you gonna end it with a limerick, or are you just gonna?
Nope.
Wow, a hard gone.
A hard stop. I'm going to start. Then today is the start of a new segment where I'm going to be giving life advice, little life hacks that I've thought about throughout my day.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my commercial experience to really sell it.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, give it to me.
Are you like me? Do you have your bowl of sugar smacks or cinnamon toast crunch in the morning and just wish you could get more out of your breakfast cereal? Want a little more kick? Try coffee creamer instead of milk.
That sounds illegal.
That'll really boost your flavor.
Do you actually use coffee creamer?
What is happening?
No, these are Swain's totally tested terrible tips.
Okay.
I'm going to try out some life hacks, and my only goal is to get a reaction out of you guys.
Well, you got one.
Probably
Have you
for
done
the
that?
best.
No, God, no. No.
So you haven't tested
I haven't tried.
So it's not totally tested.
Not totally. Totally not tested terrible life tips.
Okay, you should
Totally
test them.
untested. Get more out of your breakfast.
Why does that give you more?
More flavor.
Also, it's heavier.
More sugar.
I guess.
More weight.
Right. My name is Maddie, and I'm going to steal your thing and say my movie recommendation for the week because we just rewatched one of my favorite movies and it needs to be called out. The Silence of the Lambs, everyone. Please watch it.
And you had just finished reading the book.
Yes, and I just finished reading the book Silence of the Lambs, so.
How was it?
It was very good.
Yeah.
I would say they're very faithful to each other.
Would you say it's almost a 1-to-1, or would you say that there's like? I mean, I guess there's usually aspects and details that you get from a book that you can't get from a movie.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely missing some things, but I would say, considering that you have 400 pages to tell a story versus 2 hours, I think it does pretty well.
They even added some things in the movie, right? Because you were telling me.
Yeah, like all of the like one-liners that like make the movie popular are like not from the book.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting. I guess it just gives the movie its own
Unique stamp.
Yeah. Which I like. Like, even though it's still the exact same story, it still holds its own and has something new.
Yeah, it's fun that they like spun the characters into something memorable.
Would you say like that like scene that they added, did you think that it had value in the movie, or do you think they could have cut it out and it would still have been the same?
No, I think it probably makes the movie more uncomfortable. I mean, the book has plenty of stuff that makes it already uncomfortable, but like the movie does it, and I don't know. That's a hard question.
That's a hard question. If you want to chew on it a little bit and give me an answer later, we can totally talk about it later.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a scene. That's the thing. It was like a line. Like it puts the lotion on its skin. Like they don't say that in the book. So it's like
okay.
Yeah.
I see. So yeah, maybe it's to flesh out Buffalo Bill or Buffalo Bob.
I guess.
Buffalo Bill out a little bit more and kind of like give that like creepy factor into it. Because that would make sense too. Because like, you know, maybe, and this is just like me spouting out what's coming to my mind, but maybe it's like when you're reading about Buffalo Bill, you're kind of like putting context in your own head of like who this character is. So it's innately scarier because it's your mind thinking of it, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like seeing him on screen, it's like, okay, well, like now you see this guy. If he's not doing menacing shit, all he is a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that needs to translate.
Right. You need to display
There's
as much as you can.
There needs to be context since context is being shown.
Right.
Wow, that'd be, oh man, just be in the writer's room there. Like that'd be interesting. Where it's like,
totally.
guys, do you not think he's menacing enough? Or do you guys like, yeah.
Do we need to creep this guy up?
Right.
Yeah. And now that's like an iconic line
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
from the movie. So like, yeah, wow.
That's what's interesting to me.
I thought of a question based off this conversation. If you guys don't mind me asking, what's the most frustrating adaptation from book to movie that you've had?
Easy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God.
Let's hear it.
Ready Player One.
Really?
And like so here's the thing. The book had a lot of like more old school references. Like the character, the main character of the book had like an affinity for old school like arcade games and like pen and paper D&D and like all of this like old school shit in a new school world. But then the movie took it and was like, yeah, it's like all Fast and Furious and like Mario Party, and like it just like it totally modernized it in a way that like, I don't know, just gave it a totally different vibe for me.
That's fair. Can I ask, are you saying that like the book is referencing more of like gamer history and culture in comparison to the movie that references not just like video games, but like tons of IPs all around?
No, Fast and the Furious was a bad example, but just uber modern stuff.
Are you saying like Miss Pac-Man versus like God of War, for example?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because like the premise of it is like old school gamer dude sets out a quest for all of the people in this gamer community that like whoever can solve his riddles like gets the keys to the kingdom basically. And so like he's a super old school gamer dude, so like it's all based on classic arcade games and like super old school D&D and all that. And so yeah, it's like the whole vibe was just, I feel like totally just different for the movie and like uber modernized and just really cut the edges off. So that is my answer.
Interesting.
Yeah, they really catered it to the new generation.
Yes, exactly.
What about you, Maddie?
I may need to think about it a little bit.
Okay, I have mine. If you want me to give mine. Misery.
That's fair.
Ooh, interesting.
I watched the movie before I read the book, and like I loved the movie, and I will say I still love the movie. It's good.
Sure.
But I feel like, and I will say, Kathy Bates does an amazing job as playing. What's her name?
Annie.
Does an amazing job playing Annie. And all of them do. All of them play their characters really well. But like, there's like elements that were missing from like the movie that were in the book that were like really, really important. Like his drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, the whole reason why he's there so long is because like he's so reliant on those pills.
Yeah.
Like he's hooked on them. And like the like process that he had to go through in order to like make himself stronger in order to fight Annie essentially
was grueling.
And like it wasn't just like a physical thing, it was I have to detox. And I have to get rid of the only thing that provides me comfort in order to like defeat this bitch.
Yeah, totally.
And then she also like fucks him up even more in the book. Like,
she's fucking gnarly.
And she doesn't run over the guy with the lawnmower in the movie, which is like my favorite part.
Yeah, doesn't she like kills two cops?
Yeah.
Who come to the house. Yeah, it's like I feel like all of that would have made the movie that much more interesting.
That's funny that you say that because I was gonna say The Shining.
Really?
Yeah. The book is not at all like the movie. And Stephen King knows that too. I don't know if you guys know the whole drama with that, but like Stephen King hates Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So
I love that.
I totally get it. They're not the same at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor Stephen King.
Yeah.
I think Stephen King's fine.
Oh, I mean, he's fine, but like, I mean, both of these things, I mean, I don't know. I would just feel so shat on if I put my baby out into the world and like someone goes to like give it new life and just like totally.
See, but that's the thing. It's like the Shining movie, in my opinion, is better than the book.
Ooh.
The Misery book is better, in my opinion, than the movie. And like the Carrie is pretty damn good. Like Carrie's pretty accurate.
Close.
Yeah. But like I like the It movies way more than I like the It book. Like, so it's a little bit of both. Like, yes, they're making his ideas better, and they also could be making it much worse.
Yeah.
So
It's just that world that we live in.
yeah.
Ideas flow. Well, what are we doing today?
Yeah. So what are we doing today?
I'll tell you what we're doing.
Perfect.
We're talking storyboards.
Storyboard.
Bringing it back. Now that the script is in its final form, we are launching full bore into the storyboarding process. We did a series a while back where we kind of went through each scene and depicted some of the hero shots. But we are just going to be diving headfirst and nailing out like pretty much every shot that we're going to need for the movie.
Gosh, I don't know how to start this. What do you think, Swain?
Well, since the beginning, man has quested to make movies. And since the beginning of this show,
Man has longed to make movies.
that's all we ever wanted.
Yeah.
They saw a cave drawing. They're like, this needs to move.
This needs to move. I need way more cave drawings.
Frame by frame. Multiple drawing.
Early on, we had said that kind of as we got further into this, it would take kind of more work and less podcast to make things happen. And we are heading into one of those times. The script was very creative and interesting to kind of showcase. As we go into storyboarding, it's going to be a little bit more tedious, a little more long-handed work, a lot more detail-oriented, and a lot more visual. And so...
Podcasts aren't meant for that.
Yeah, not totally. So we've decided that we are going to be releasing episodes on a bi-weekly basis. So we'll be 1 week on and 1 week off throughout the month of August while we work on the storyboarding. And if things are productive, we'll be able to move forward on to planning some of our other things like our budget and our locations and our casting and just like some of that grueling, tedious shit that we need to get done behind the scenes.
That I bet you guys are so excited to hear.
To make this happen because, you know, we still want to make this film while the sun's up. And then so we will be back full-time August 6th. So you can expect episodes on August 9th and August 23rd, and then back September 6th. But today, to kick off the in-depth storyboarding process, we thought we would go through the script one more time with you guys and pick out a couple sequences that maybe we haven't talked about as much on the show and just kind of brainstorm a couple of ideas of, okay, like what is that sequence of shots going to look like?
Yeah.
You know, what are some maybe unique shots? How can we make this interesting? And how can we tell that story visually?
And we're going to do that audibly.
Because fuck you.
Yep. Sounds right.
So what scene are you guys thinking? I'm trying to think of the one that we've talked the least about, and I think that is the scene where Donnie is sending out David and Lonnie to go get the egg, and then sends out Zoe to go get the egg as well a little bit later.
Okay. So scene 4.
Yeah.
I think we all have an idea of how that scene's going to go, but I want to see if we all have the same idea. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys your favorite question. Do you want to table read it?
Sure.
No.
You can say no.
No, I don't want to table read
Okay,
it.
that's
Why do we
fine.
need a table read?
I don't know.
I didn't want to table read it either. I was just so scared to say it.
Maddie, can you tell Swain I don't want to table read anymore?
I don't want to tell him because then you're getting mad. I don't want to be mad.
No, can we just...
I feel like we do need to give some sort of context of like what's happening.
We do need to like review it and get like a sense of tone. So it just seems like the most efficient way to do that. But I'm down for whatever.
I think I personally would be down to table read that small scene.
Yeah.
Not the whole scene.
Yeah.
So maybe like how about we table read it to Donnie giving the task to David and Lonnie.
So like the cut to Donnie
getting
his panties in a bunch.
Yes. Yeah. So if you are following along with your script at home, linked in our bio and descriptions and stuff, we are starting at the middle of scene 4 where it cuts to Donnie getting his panties in a bunch.
After screaming, Daddy! Daddy! Screaming Daddy.
After screaming Daddy!
Yeah.
Daddy! This coffee sucks. I love that Holland.
I'm really glad Holland thinks that's as funny as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are right to think so.
Yes.
So it starts with, who's Donnie?
You are.
You're always Donnie. You're the D man.
All right.
The big D.
All right. We're getting behind schedule. Tonight is the night. We only get this one chance. Can you two go out to the coop for the egg?
Oh, can we? Can we please?
Really? That's all I've ever wanted.
Okay, guys, come on. Let's grow up.
Thank you. Thank you, Donnie.
Wow, such an honor. You make us feel so needed.
Lonnie walks towards Donnie and fakes a punch at his face. Donnie flinches. Lonnie laughs and slaps him gently in the face. Lonnie and David go to leave the room. David turns back towards Donnie.
As you wish, your royal dicklessness.
Lonnie and David exit.
I hate that line.
Okay. So let's kind of go back to the top here. Donnie getting his panties in a bunch. All right, we are getting behind schedule. So we're from this scene. We're coming off where he is crying, holding his dead father as he discovered his body.
Yeah.
Also, a quick note: we probably have to think of a way of how Ronnie died. That's going to be important at some point, right?
Why?
Maybe it was poisoned potatoes.
We'll talk about that later. So we're coming off from that scene. Donnie, I feel like would be kind of quick to change the subject.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could see like kind of taking a little bit from the menu where like that cut to from the scene back to Donnie starts with like a clap.
Yes.
You know, just ding. All right, everyone. We have to do this. You know, it's kind of like a group huddle. Ooh, you know, it'd be fun is if like, you know, we do that, you know, we do the clap thing, cut back to him. We're back into like the dining room scene and like we do a push in towards him as he's like giving off the plan, or maybe we push out and we see like everyone kind of like get revealed like as the camera's pushing out. You know what I mean?
I do. I think that's fun, but I mean, this scene like starts fast. All right, we're getting behind schedule. Can you two go out to the coop for the eggs? And then we're right into, oh, can we, Daddy, please? Mm-hmm. So but it's like I feel like a slow pull to reveal everybody. I don't know. I don't know if it fits.
You don't think so? Because I think we can literally do one shot with this whole like sequence, right? Like think of Wes Anderson. Remember, this is kind of like our inspiration during these beginning scenes, right? So imagine like think of like Donnie as like a Mr. Gustav type character from the Grand Budapest Hotel, right? He's directing a plan and he wants to make sure everyone is getting that information, and like us slowly pushing out is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that's like him giving authority to like to these tasks to like these, you know, these groups. I think
it's the word slowly that's wrong.
Sorry, maybe not slowly. I don't know. I guess I was thinking like a medium pace.
We basically have Donnie's opening line. All right, we're getting behind schedule. Tonight is the night. We only get one chance. Can you two go out to the coop for the egg? We have basically that amount of time until we reveal the other two, because that's when David has his line. Yeah. Which like, so I think we should see them by the time we hear, can you two go out to the coop for the egg?
That's fair.
But I can see it if we're on him and we're pulling back. I mean, we don't have to like go that far back to see them. It's just that I can see that working. And especially, you know, another reason that I was like hesitant for it is I expected David and Lonnie to be looking towards Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the camera's pulling back, like we don't really get their emotion, but it could be kind of fun if we like play with it storybook style. Is like if they're kind of facing away from Donnie, so the camera pulls back,
picking at their
nails, and we have like that triptych of the three siblings, like all kind of looking towards camera and not really looking towards each other, but like still just having that like familiar banter.
Yeah.
I can see that being very picturesque.
I can too. You know what? Oh, that'd be really fun if we did pose it in like a photo that's already like created or whatever, like a famous photo, and we just kind of posed it.
Now we'll make our own photo.
Sure,
we'll make our own. Is our world? Is our world? Fuck modern art.
You're right, Doug. We would have to cut. I think when Lonnie fake punches Donnie, because I feel like it wouldn't translate well in that shot. So now I'm wondering, okay, is this like is it cool because it's artsy, or is that the only reason why I like it? You know, sorry.
No, I think that it's just a different shot.
You think so?
I think so too.
Okay,
and I think what really helps this like storybook quirky comedy kind of work is wide angles, locked down cameras, and extended shots.
Yeah.
And so I think as like an introduction to this, that kind of pullback works, especially if it like lands and sits on the three of them as they have that exchange. And then I do see like Lonnie walking towards Donnie, faking the punch. He flinches, she slaps him, laughs, walks off. I think that all should be one shot, probably a different shot. But yeah, just like one locked down shot just to get that whole interaction.
Yeah.
I don't 100% know how we transitioned to that. My first thought was
it's just a cut, you know?
Yeah. I think if we're on because I kind of picture the camera on the table, which by the way, to get into production speak, they make like little tripods that are like on roller skates, basically. That would be perfect to just like wheel along the top of a smooth wooden table so that we don't like have tracks and things like that in the shot.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. But so if we're kind of low down on the table is what I kind of see for that, as Donnie's kind of standing over his siblings. Lonnie stands, walks towards Donnie. I think we would need some kind of a transitionary shot before we cut to like a medium close up of Donnie. Lonnie enters frame and fakes a punch at him. Otherwise it might feel a little bit like a jump cut.
That's fair. I can see that. That makes sense.
So I don't know if that's like just a shot of Lonnie standing and like throwing a look to David, or like
just a shot of David more close up,
right,
to break away from the two of
something to break it up.
You know what? We don't necessarily have to follow like the convention of spacing. Like I've noticed in films that like they will space the characters for the shot, you know, like even though like in one like establishing shot, like two people are like close together or whatever, like they'll cut to like one to a single, and like where the person should be, they're nowhere even in sight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like in cutting through that. So like we do have like flexibility in like that cut to transition where like we don't have to have them exactly where they are. We can move them around a little bit.
I have an idea for a shot that could break this up. So we are in front of Donnie with David and Lonnie in the foreground. What if we cut to, as David and Lonnie stand up, we cut to a shot behind Donnie. So now we're looking at his back as his siblings rise up. And like this might even be a chance to like put like a little, you know,
the
like
horns, the antlers.
Yeah, like horns and antlers that are on the wall, but we frame up the camera so that it looks like they're on him, or like a little crown, like something to kind of show that he is like the puppet master, like as his siblings rise up at his bequest.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the front as Lonnie comes in and like pokes a little fun at him.
I like that. I will say the only thing about the antler thing, I think they should be like either on crooked or like they're just like crooked on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Bit,
okay.
Or like they're not like quite.
Yeah.
Like there, you know.
It's just like in Marvel's Captain America. Is that right? Am I making the correct reference?
I'm not positive.
Or is it Spider-Man? I forget, but it's like the origin story and the character goes up to the super suit and like their reflection doesn't quite match up with it. And then at the end of the movie, it does.
You're thinking of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse when he looks at the suit.
That one.
Yep. Oh, no, you're also thinking of
Captain America, right?
Captain America. Yeah, like it was like a little machine thing, right? Like he stepped up and like a little light would flicker on or whatever. And like it was like a reflection of like a soldier, and the whole purpose was like you're supposed to see that soldier in you.
Oh,
like,
yeah, and he's like at his chest because he's just a little guy.
Yeah. That also happened in the Spider-Verse too.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, that's a strong motif. I agree. Like, I think it should not quite match up. That's why I went like kind of away from Antlers, because I think this is like a transitionary phase for Donnie. Like we're kind of watching his rise to.
Yeah, and he's definitely not like the god of the story at this point.
Exactly.
So he shouldn't deserve like the ornaments.
Agreed.
That's why I think it's like very fun to do it like crooked, or like to do it like, you know, misplaced, or it doesn't fit, because like he's trying to live up to that like status, or whatever, trying to live up to that like
or just something that's like not godly, just to like bring some attention to him, just like a circle. I mean, everything I can think of is like godly, but just like something to kind of frame him. Frame him up. Yeah,
I feel like that. Like I feel like it can translate godly, or it can translate kingly.
Yeah,
because I think that's kind of like our goal, you know, for this. It's like he wants, or maybe not.
Well, it's what he wants.
Yeah.
So we somehow kind of finding that to like showcase that he feels powerful in this moment.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that is.
Maybe not. Okay.
We're off track.
I think we're
technically.
Yeah, I think that's like. This is like the time to do it. Is like now. It's a
little bit. But that's also
to decide exactly what we're going to put behind his head isn't really making the storyboard.
Yeah, today, we are just kind of determining shots and things like that. So yeah, I think I like the pullback shot to reveal the characters, cutting to behind him to watch them rise, and then coming to like a medium close up and sitting on that to see that interaction between him and Lonnie. I think that's strong. I had another idea, a slight revision to the clap coming in. What if instead of the clap, we have him like with the list? So it's like, you know, I can't do that with my mouth, but like,
reintroducing the list, and like, that's like the snapping us back into it.
Snapping the list open. All right, we are getting off track. We're getting behind schedule.
I like that more than the clap for sure.
And it would be kind of fun too, because the scene just before that is him going, Daddy! And then so we'd hear from off camera, all right, and then we're back. We're getting behind schedule, and then we're right into it. That could be fun.
Yeah, I think so too.
Boom, 3 shots.
Woo, we're done.
Do you guys want to try to guess how many shots will be in our final storyboard?
Okay.
We just pitched 3.
I think there will be a total of...
There are 10 scenes.
I think there will be a total of 100 shots.
I think there will be 250.
Oh my God, that made me nauseous. I think there will be like 120.
All right. Oh, I'm the outlier here.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna shoot higher. Yeah. But I don't really know, I guess. It's like because we have like a lot of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know.
Well, I'm interested to see. I mean, yeah, you guys could be close. We could all be off. It could be half that. You know, we want some like long extended shots in the beginning. Yeah. We're going to need like some maybe quicker cuts towards the end. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see.
We have 12.
Yeah.
It's really long takes.
Let's just do Birdman. Yeah. Ooh. Which is all one shot.
That'll be easier.
I still want to see that.
I have it.
Cool. Well, cool. Yeah, I like that sequence. You're right. That's something that we haven't really dived into. It's something we haven't really dove into, and I like the way that feels. It feels funny, but also
sexy,
weighty, and sexy.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
The next scene we will take a look at is scene 3, the tour, a tour. Here is where Zoe first meets Donnie, and Donnie is showing her around the house. and is showing her the forbidden door.
Doo-doo. And this, as pointed out by Holland, is the only time that we mention the forbidden door.
Mm-hmm. I think we should call it the Love Shack.
Baby.
No one's allowed in the Love Shack.
No one goes in my dad's Love Shack.
Yeah. Do you really think we should call it that, or are you just being goofy?
I'm just being a little goofy. But I do think it'd be funny if, like, Donnie says, like, that's a private room for me and Lucille, and, like, doesn't mention the chicken's name or whatever, and then, like, when Zoe goes to get the egg, there's a little collar that says Lucille.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like, this is Lucille and I's room.
Yeah, and, like, she's like, oh, I thought you were talking about a girlfriend, not a
Right.
chicken.
Yeah.
So I beat my cack. All right, and so I can start it off. Interior, house, afternoon. Zoe walks daintily into the house. It is big, empty, but inviting. Zoe finds Donnie completing one of his tasks. You must be the caterer.
Is that really what he sounds like?
Sorry. Formally. Yes, you must be the caterer.
Is that really what he sounds like?
Yes, you must be the caterer. Gosh, I tried to add a little zing.
Is that zap?
And I get critiqued.
That's what friends are for.
You must be the caterer. Oh, is it still me? Sorry, don't touch that. I know when for your response. I'm like, guys.
Donnie says.
All right. Sorry. You must be the character.
Sorry.
You must be the caterer. Donnie checks his watch. You're 40 seconds late. I'll give you a tour.
I was going to say one of us could do scene direction since it's mostly scene directions in Donnie, so that you don't have to read back and forth.
You be scene direction.
Scene 3, interior house. Zoe walks daintily into the house. It's big, empty, but inviting. Zoe finds Donnie completing one of his tasks.
You must be the caterer.
Donnie checks his watch.
You're about 40 seconds late. All right, come on, I'll give you the tour.
Donnie gives the tour. We see quick cuts as he throws open the doors to reveal several rooms and exclaims their purpose.
This is the kitchen.
The two of them rush through a hallway.
Thank you for taking us on such short notice. The lavatory. I hope our dad's death wasn't an inconvenience for you. This is the living room. That's really funny.
Zoe says.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Not happy because your dad died. Just happy to help you guys celebrate. Not celebrate. Honor. I'm here to help. I'm here to honor your father and his memory.
Donnie smiles at her and he motions past her.
Don't go in that room.
The imposing shot of the forbidden door. While Zoe is turned around, Donnie walks off frame. Zoe hurries to catch up. End scene.
See, I picture that pretty basic.
Yeah, like totally locked. I see. What we had kind of said was like we kind of see a shot of the hallway, and so they end up walking like perpendicularly past the camera, so from the left or right side to the other. And so that's where you'd kind of get those lines of thank you again for taking us on such a short notice, and then we'd cut to like a door being thrown open. Here's the lavatory.
Yeah.
I hope my dad's death wasn't inconvenient to you. Door, the living room.
Yeah.
I like that. I think we should change lavatory to shitter, by the way.
Here's the shitter.
Yep. Okay, so yeah. I know you said we were locked down. We're not like moving past the hallways, are we? Like we're not like the hallways aren't moving in the foreground.
Are you asking if the camera's moving?
Sorry, yes.
I don't think so. I don't see the camera.
It's completely locked.
I think so.
Okay. I just, for some reason I thought we talked a little bit about that, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't think we did.
Yeah, that's fair. I do think that helps like the storybook, almost comic book feel.
I think so too.
Of just like every shot is just framed and static, and with the camera with the characters passing through it and happening to it.
I think this should be shot in multiple locations with multiple hallways, just to make it real. Like, what is this place?
That is like a Ferris Bueller vibe to it, where it's like, okay, what is happening? Why are the hallways changing so much? I like that. Although I think perhaps when we get to the shot of the forbidden door, that's when the camera moves and we get that slow push in just to help exemplify like how it's different from the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Every time I've thought about that shot of the forbidden door, I think of the like last couple shots of like the little door in Coraline when she's like banging on it, and each time that there's like a knock on it, it pushes closer to the camera.
Ooh, yeah.
I've kind of always thought of it like that. Like, this is the secret room. You know, like kind of like, like really almost like sci-fi-y feeling, just in terms of like the way that the camera moves.
It could also be fun if we had it entice her. And by that, I mean, like, what if, like, part of, like, the zoom or whatever, we also put in, like, a little, like, scratching noises.
Yeah, like, I think we do, like, sit on that shot for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, we're saying to the audience, look at this door.
Right.
Remember this door.
Yeah.
And similarly to Zoe.
Yeah.
Who's like, oh. I could see, so in the script, Donnie smiles at her. He motions past her. Don't go in that room. It could be kind of interesting if, like, he smiles essentially past camera and we're left to imply that he's smiling at her. He motions past camera, and then we cut to her who's looking at Donnie, essentially off camera, and the forbidden door is behind her. So then when we hear "don't go in that room," Zoe turns around, and then the camera jumps forward like past her so that the door fills the frame.
I like that.
I could see that, or like have the shot on Donnie from like Zoe's POV, and then he like is looking at her, so looking at the camera, and then says like, "But don't go in that door," and like motions behind her, and then either the camera could do a swivel or it like does some cut to turn it back. Might be interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I'm kind of formulating this idea as it's coming. So, like, what another option I think we can do is we can. So, you know, when he's giving her the tour and like they're going through the multiple rooms.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm talking a little bit like sound design, but like, what if like, you know, he's constantly opening the door to these rooms, right? And we're getting that. We're hearing that door open. You know what I mean?
Can you do that one more time?
We're hearing that door open, but when we cut to this room or whatever, we cut to this door, we hear a shut and like a almost like a lock, like like almost it kind of like jumps at them, and then like we hold on to it, and then like like it's like just like the door, right? And then Donnie and Zoe come into frame from like each side, and like Donnie's like, don't go into this door. This is a private door or whatever, while the door's in the background.
Yeah.
That's cute too. I could see like the shot on the door and they both walk into frame. That would be cool.
That would be cute.
As a half frame. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
a half
or
frame
even
as
just
a
like-
medium shot.
Yeah, or even like just their faces.
Heads. Yeah.
And then we rack focus.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? It could be Zoe who's like, "What's this door?" And and you know, because like that's like it's like almost calling to her. It's like, you know, like
That's
it's
fair.
it's yeah, and like she's the one's questioning, and then Donnie right away, "Don't go in that door." It's changing the script a little bit to like work with the shots, but I think the sequence sounds really fun.
I do like that. I feel like her asking what that door is.
It's too setty-uppy.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think that it and the like sound effect of the door slamming and like getting that very sudden shot, I don't think those can live in the same sequence.
Really? Why?
I guess I'm just trying to see, like, so are we doing the tour and then all of a sudden, so it's like doors opening, and then door slamming, and we just land on that door.
Yeah.
And then they peek in.
No, they don't. Yeah.
It just feels very sudden.
Well, that's the point. It's to break up the like the momentum we're getting for like the tour. It's like breaking that pattern, you know, because we have door open, and then boom, sudden. don't go towards this door. It's almost like a break from the comedy a little bit to get into the horror. Yeah. Because like this door is like, ooh, you know, don't do it.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Like I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But you don't agree with it.
Well, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. I was just razzing you.
But I guess I'm looking back at the script and like Zoe only gets one line, and you know, like you said, we could rewrite the script a little bit, but Zoe has kind of that one line where she begins to ramble and Donnie is just kind of like smiling at her, letting her ramble, and then just immediately drops into don't go in that door. And so
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. What about, so like, you know, we're kind of doing this as he's like opening the doors or whatever. What if it's just like them walking down a hallway and like they give like their little spiel right there, and like then it begins the sequence of like opening the doors, open, shut, don't go to this door.
I'm saying I like the way that it's written.
Okay.
Because we like finally get to hear from Zoe, and she's, you know, we finally get to kind of get that piece of her personality, and then Donnie, to like wrap up the tour, points past her, don't go in that door. And then like she's just kind of left to spin about.
Okay.
And I like the pacing of that. But I still like the shot of...
I get what you're saying.
I like the shot of them like peeking in and becoming the foreground of the door too. But that's kind of what I'm saying is like we would have to kind of pick one. Because I think with our script as written, we could use your sound effect idea of the door slamming.
Which I think I like that more than the shot.
Like what?
I like the like sound effect idea better than... like them coming into the foreground, I think. Or I think it works a little more smoothly, maybe.
No, that makes sense.
Let's brainstorm and maybe like come to a little bit of a decision of how we would want Donnie pointing out that door to look. Because currently it's a lot of like, it's kind of profile shots of the two of them walking through hallways. And then it's kind of face-on shots of the door to a room being thrown open to reveal Donnie and Zoe standing in the doorway and him pointing out a room. I'm just trying to kind of map it out. So we're doing the kind of side on, face on, side on, face on. So Donnie's last line is him saying, "This is the living room." So I kind of expect that he's just thrown open a door and the two of them are standing in that doorway. And Zoe now kind of has that chance of, I'm happy to be here. Not happy because her dad died, just happy to help celebrate, you know, kind of goes off on that. So I guess let's start there. Do you guys think that we sit on that shot of them in the door frame for her line?
No.
We cut in closer? Or do they leave?
I think we can do that in a couple of ways. I think it can be a walk and talk where like as he's like giving the tour and like, you know, still kind of going in a direction.
Yeah.
They kind of like Aaron Sorkin-esque.
How describe? Explain.
Literally a lot of his like movies involve like two people walking and talking and like they're like giving direction. You know, that stereotypical scene where like an important character like is walking in and like 12 people are ambushing him like, hey, you have all these business to talk about. And he's like, no, yes, later.
Yeah.
You know, okay. Yeah. Like that, you know, sort of vibe. Where Zoe is kind of like taking in this information, but like Donnie's going, and then like butting in these like little moments, giving these examples. Like, you know, I'm really happy.
Okay, so what if they get to the living room? Boom, this is the living room. She starts off, oh, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Not happy. Donnie has already like turned around and left. She's like turns around, follows him. We cut back to a hallway where the forbidden door is centered. But Donnie is then like, okay, now he's walking down a hallway and Zoe is like trailing behind him, kind of finishing up her line. What if, so then eventually they get to standing in front of the forbidden door. We get that like shot that you were describing of the forbidden door, and then the two of them in front of it. So they walk Zoe is kind of finishing up her line. Donnie turns around to face her and just kind of smiles and like lets her finish talking. Now we're in that like those two standing in front of the door line. And that's when he just kind of, he lets her finish talking and then he gestures back, don't go in that door. And then we can somehow, like, if we want to push in and do the door slamming sound or whatever we want to do.
I would only want to do the door slamming sound if it was a cut to, like a hard cut to.
Yeah.
So like if it's not, then I think it's fine because then it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. Sorry. By push in, I meant like jump cut in, like Maddie had kind of described. But however, we could get the two of them together. He says, don't go in that room. I think eventually then we could cut. We do our whole, ooh, look at that door with sound effects and whatever, kind of that slow push in. And then I think eventually we cut back to a wide. We see that Donnie is walking away and Zoe is still staring at that door. Mm-hmm. And then she snaps out of it and then has to follow him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And maybe I feel like that kind of brings it all together.
I will also remind you guys, this is a brainstorming session. So nothing's concrete.
Totally.
Yeah. I like that idea. I really do. There was only one thing I was like, probably not like that bit. Fuck, what was it? God damn it, I had a note. But I like it. I like it. It was such a small bit of it.
We'll be able to iron out the kinks as we dive into our storyboarding sessions.
Dive on in.
And also, it'll be a little bit more visual too. So.
Yeah. So our goal is to
have storyboards to present, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we will not have an episode next week because we'll be working, and then our goal when we return the following week, is to have something to present, and we'll show it a little more visually.
Yeah. Wait, did we pop a cherry on this scene?
I think I'm feeling popped. My cherry is kablooied.
I think that's good. That was a good brainstorming sesh, guys.
Hell really yeah.
Made my brain hurt.
It made my brain throb.
Yeah, dude, that storm is ripping through me.
Oh yeah. No, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you everyone for listening. This is another episode of Room Tone. I don't know why I'm talking like this or why this is not how we normally end things. I don't know what's going on. What is like? You know what? This is a brainstorm outro. So get ready for that. Look at that. You get extra content.
Waiting for the music to just like be slowly coming in to play you off.
That's fair.
Get fucked. Bye.
Get fucked. Fuck, man. Like I don't know. Like I guess like thank you for listening. Buy our merch. Don't talk to. I don't know what to fucking say. I don't know what to say, dude. What do you want me to say?
Banana.
Pause for room tone.
I love it.